Welcome to So You Think You Can Write, where we give serious critique without taking ourselves too seriously. My name is Bennett Lodge, and with me here today is
Janette Rallison.
Aaron Blaylock.
Adrienne Quintana.
I'm not going to say Quinny. Brock Booher.
One of us is lying.
You're going to have to listen to the podcast to get what's going on here, but Ready, Set, Write podcast. We'll explain
That's right,
it all.
then you'll find out about that whole thing. All right, and so this is how the show works. Brock is going to read a submission we've received, and the rest of us are going to act as judges. And if we reach a point during his reading where we think an agent or editor would reject a submission, we will hit the buzzer. And then at the end of it, we will give a rating based on how well we thought that first page was written.
Not read.
Yeah.
Just so you
We
know.
would get buzzed on that all the time.
We would get buzzed on that.
Aaron got
We'll rename your characters
Before.
for you. Don't
Yeah,
need
we'll
to
do it all.
extra money for that.
Okay, you ready?
Apologize
Ken?
once again.
I'm ready.
I did it.
Okay, here we go. Title, It's All in My Head. Episode 14. Saturday. My eyes focused in a hurry. I noticed a hand waving in front of my face. How interesting. Somehow I thought it might have been doing that for a while now. I wasn't too concerned, just interested. Wait, now another hand was snapping its fingers.
And?
Okay, I get that maybe there's a confusion going on, but I think there could be a more interesting entry point for someone who's feeling disorientated. Okay, so some hands in their face. I don't know. I didn't care for it.
Okay.
Still.
All right, here we go. I tried to figure out if the hands belonged to the same person. I didn't think they did. Earth to Giselle. Come in, Giselle. I blinked. I knew that voice. Oh, I blinked again and started to really see the face. It was a nice face.
It started to watch your begins to and started to. Usually you could just take them out. Usually new authors overuse that construction, so editors and agents.
And it's very passive.
Yeah, they see. Yeah, so you're going to want to make sure that all of your sentences are tight.
Okay. It was a nice face. Curly brownish blonde hair hung around her face. Brown eyes looking down at me with concern.
Nice your face. Just the repetition of
Face.
Uh-huh.
I see. All right, here we go. Ava. I thought I had the name right, but I still hesitated. She let out a sigh of relief mixed with frustration and straightened up. Have a nice trip to La La Land. Here's the water you asked for. She handed me a bottle. I don't know where we are. I surprised myself when I said it. The rock line trail in front of me wasn't registering at all. I looked at the other girl. Her black hair was pulled back in a no-nonsense ponytail, but I knew her name was Lily. How'd we get here?
You can't buzz twice.
I can't.
Give me your
See, I'm having well, can
She
I
didn't
just say?
say face again.
No, it wasn't face. I shouldn't have buzzed on that because that's whatever. But I think because she's showing us the as soon as she sees the face and knows who it is, then she knows who it is, right? So that's when we should know who it is instead of saying the face. We know the person's name already. So
I almost buzzed it for that because she did say, "Oh, I recognize that face," but then it's like, well, I guess you can't put a face with a name always, but.
Well, she gave that description of the
character
ponytail
is very
and all that.
disoriented. Go ahead. I'll say what I have later, but I'm still not buzzing.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
we'll talk about it more later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ava and Lily exchanged glances. I told you this was too much, Lily whispered to Ava as she sat down across from me and opened her bottle. Drink your water, Ava told me, unscrewing my lid and handing it back to me. Maybe you have heat stroke.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I have to say, I think this is interesting. I thought it was funny that they're waving fingers in front of her face. But okay, so a couple of things. Okay, I noticed a hand waving in front of my face. You could just say a hand waved in front of my face.
Right.
We don't, because there's this. This is the problem with the first person, is that a lot of times it's heavy on that word I. So you're going to want to look for, ways you can cut that out. But also, it's a filter word. When you look at any, I noticed, I thought,
I tried.
knew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of those things are telling us what the character is doing. So you can cut out, not all of them, but look for which ones you can cut out, and then it'll feel like we're deeper in her point of view.
And it'll move it along quicker. I did not buzz it, but nearly did, because there wasn't, the pacing was not great. Like, we weren't going anywhere. We spent an entire page on hand waving, finger snapping, and drinking a bottle of water. If you cut those out, there's more space in here for you to move forward, for you to get the reader into the story quicker. Disorienting the character up front is common, but to me, isn't that just like the character waking up? Like
Yes.
that's exactly what it sounded like, and that is
Although this is
incredibly
a little bit more
cliche.
interesting,
Yeah,
because
because
the character may have passed out,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
we want to know why, but we need to get to that.
But you can do it in a better way. I mean, right? I mean, so how many fingers am I holding up? To me, that's a little more interactive, and it says it in a very brief. All of a sudden, one line, we already know that this person is disoriented, and someone else is worried about
Right, and then you can
condition.
move on. It reminds me of the story I told at breakfast of taking melatonin and roofing myself. it was literally that simple, and then we moved on.
I've been trying to
You guys-
get that image.
Yeah,
Just
no,
saying.
just saying. Face down, drooling in a pillow, butt in the air, arm.
Yeah.
It was just like this, only there was no one in my hotel room
Yeah,
to
and-
snap at me.
Can we say, too, that this doesn't give us a real strong idea of the genre either?
And that's right, and I was going to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've got somebody waking up, but we don't know. It's All in My Head. So
Maybe this
We
is
don't know
all a
what-
dream.
maybe it's all a dream.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, one more thing, little technical thing. Lily whispered to Ava as she sat down on.
I do that all
You're
the time.
going to have to
Appreciate it.
watch how many times you use the word as.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole chapter about this in the book, Self-Editing for the Fiction Writer. But in this case, I'll just say I would put, you don't have as. Just take it out altogether. She whispered to Eva, then she sat down.
And that's a good point. I do that on my first draft. It's full of them, and then when I go back and edit, a lot of that is just a new sentence.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, just go ahead and write it the first time, but it's going to get caught.
And if
during
you
the
do
editing.
need to use the word as, like to say that two things are happening simultaneously, the best way to do that is at the beginning of the sentence and not in the middle. So,
I thought you were going to mention, though, it says Ava as she sat down on across from me and opened
Yeah.
her bottle.
Yeah,
Which
that also-
that sentence alone would be enough for you to get kicked out, because
Yeah.
there's an error on the first page.
Yeah.
And unless, again, there's some sort of dialect that I'm not familiar with, but that's where people say in Pennsylvania
All
or
right,
something.
and I'm going to add something else too. Maybe because I'm working on an article on first chapters right now, but we don't have a sense of character. There's not a character voice. I mean, I don't really have a feel for the character, and I understand the character is disoriented and is having a hard time understanding who she is, right? But it's still very important in a story and early on in the story to establish setting, genre, character, tone.
We did get an idea of the age of the characters. I would say I'm feeling like they're teenage girls.
yeah,
Mm.
that was
But-
like that.
from the no-nonsense ponytail.
Yes, but who
No,
else wears a
and-
no-nonsense ponytail?
And the names Ava and Lily.
And we got a little. I agree with Randy. We did get a little
Bennett.
bit of setting.
Bennett.
Sorry, Bennett. I agree with Bennett Lodge. But it was like what the rock line trail. Other than that, we know they're outside now, which was good. So I'm putting more of that in there would be helpful.
Right. All right, I think we're ready to vote. And so the way that works is we are going to give it a ready. If we think it is ready to go off to the agent or editor, we're going to give it a set if we think it needs a little bit of tweaking before it's sent off. And we're going to give it a write if we think it needs to go back and have a serious amount of writing redone on it before it's sent out again. And then I will start, and I'm going to give it a write.
Okay, I would say set, because I liked the situation, but I just thought there were more like technical things that you could fix.
Even though I also like the situation, I'm also going to go with the right. I think there's enough in here that could be cut down, and that we could bring the reader out of confusion a little bit faster. So I'm going to say right.
Yeah, I think I'm between set and right. I want to say set because I think the situation is good, but I think it probably is a right because so much of this can be condensed into maybe one paragraph and then help us know what brought her to this point, the real problem.
I'm going to agree with right. I like the scene. I like the tension maybe that's there. I like the unknown, but you just need to start over and put it in a different order, condense it. It needs a right. For me, it's a right.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So did we get it right? You can agree, disagree, leave a comment below.
Tell Adrienne not to buzz twice next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, comment twice about that because comments get you prizes.
That's right.
So,
All right. And then until next time, do we have it?
Well, just see, like we said, this is our catch line, right? Where we give serious writing critique without taking ourselves too seriously because we can't seem to get it right. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. So You Think You Can Write.
Month. One is from lovely author Shannon Simons and her book Safe House. It is a mystery thriller with some romance and humor and is clean. That means no swearing or other things that would make you feel uncomfortable. Okay, so here's a little bit about...
I kiss you.
Well, we hope I'm there's kissing. About Safe House.
Girls have cooties.
This is why you shouldn't let boys on your panel. Okay. In a small coastal town, Amber and
Hashtag me
Kelly
too.
know the deadliest people sleep down the hall. Will they let Grace in? As a victim's advocate, Grace James is used to rushing into trouble to save her victims from abuse or assault. And with handsome officer like Joe Hart at her side, Grace is sure there's nothing she can't do. But an ominous storm brewing on the Oregon horizon is about to change everything and bring with its dangers and revelations Grace and Joe never expected.
So Hot Policeman.
I think there's a hot policeman.
add it to your Goodreads today to remind yourself that you're going to win it.
Yes.
By commenting
Right.
this
So
month.
make comments. Lots of them.
And we actually have 2 books to give away.
Oh, there's another book?
This month, my micro-publishing company, Pink Umbrella Books, is giving away a copy of Duck Duck Moose, which is coming out on the 20th of March. This is by Joy Heyer. She's a Virginia author, illustrator, super cute. It rhymes, which I love. So Duck Duck Moose, check it out. Ask for it at your library.
And how do we win?
You win by commenting in the comments below. You can do it on Twitter, you can do it on Facebook, you can do it on Instagram, or right here on YouTube. We love any and all comments, and feel free to comment in all places for more chances, more entries.
More entries.
Wow.
Send in your comments.
Hot policeman.
In addition to our quarterly prize of a William Shakespeare air freshener, we have additional yearly prizes.
That's right. We have a Get Out of the Slush Pile free from Shadow Mountain and also a first chapter critique.
And the same prize coming from Cedar Fort Publishing, so you'll get out of the slush pile with them, and also the chapter critique.
Some great prizes we offer. Also, you can follow us at our podcast, Ready, Set, Write Podcast. You can find us on the internet. You can find us through Apple as well, through iTunes, and look for us on all of our social media. Also, look for our published books wherever good books are sold, because we do write occasionally, because that's what we do. And we'd like to thank Connor Blaylock for his technical support and helping us get this production put together. He's probably going to bleep all this out, but anyway, that's okay. Thank you, Connor. And of course, thanks to you for listening. Please subscribe to our YouTube and to all the social media that we also subscribe to, and we're glad to interact with you anytime. Until next time, get ready.
Get set.
Right.
Next one, yeah, I'm totally going to do it. It'll be good.
What are you doing, Janette?
I'm waiting for people to subscribe. My tech will.
Well, hurry up. Subscribe. It's annoying me.
I want to go home. Subscribe.
Please.
Now we're going to you make it.
Okay, well.
Hey, Brock, what you doing? I'm subscribing to our channel on YouTube like you need to do too.
Finally, we've been there for like 2 months and you're finally subscribed.
Well, I'm a slow learner, as you can tell.
Okay, so it's an app, and you just push the button on your phone first.
On my phone?
Yeah, and then you're going to type in,
My
ready, set,
phone?
right? Oh, you don't have a phone?
Well, how do I do it on my paper?
No.
You can do it on your PC.
You put it on your wall.
And then, when you get there, there's a button that says subscribe.
Just click above your head. It's
click on
right
it.
there.
So if I
Above your head.
draw a button here
No.
and
No.
I write subscribe.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You're never gonna get it.
You guys
Everybody
know
else
how to
has
do it.
subscribe.
You
Yeah,
do.
subscribe.
His family just
So-
subscribed for him.
Right. You know, I keep hitting the subscribe button and it's not doing it.
Just keep pressing it.